What if I told you that two of the most powerful tools for releasing your money blocks are ones you probably used to do as a kid? No special equipment, no complicated worksheets, just your imagination and a little stillness. We are wrapping up this money block series today, and I saved the best for last. Steps 9 and 10 are the ones that I honestly think can change everything, not just around money, but around how you move through the world. So get cozy, grab your coffee or tea, and let's finish this thing together. Welcome back to Aligned and Abundant. I'm your host, Christine Marcario, and I am so glad you're here for this one. If you are new here, welcome. I'm so glad the algorithm or a friend or the universe brought you to this episode. If you are just listening in, I highly encourage you to go back to episode 52, which starts my money block healing series. It is so interesting to be learning about this and really to experience the outcomes that have been shifting in my 3D reality. And I'd love to also hear about yours if you have been following along on this journey. It really truly means so much to me to actually be of service to the individuals who are feeling called to follow along on this journey and to put into practice what I have been sharing. So thank you so much. Again, I'm Christine Marcario, an intuitive spiritual teacher and manifestation coach. This is the podcast where we talk all about alignment, abundance, self-love, and actually building a life that feels as good on the inside as it looks on the outside. Let me do a quick recap for anyone just tuning in. Over the past several episodes, we have been walking through a 10-step framework for releasing money blocks. And I have been doing this work right alongside you in real time, sharing what's coming up for me as we go. We covered clearing stagnant energy, forgiveness, the importance of journaling, mindset shifts, gratitude, anchoring in faith, EFT tapping. We have been doing the work, y'all. And today we land the plane. Steps 9 and 10. And honestly, these two might be the most fun and the most transformational of the whole series. And real quick, if you've been doing this work and you've been feeling it, but if you want more support, more accountability, more community, the Soul Shine Collective is literally made for this type of work. It's my school-based community where we do this kind of work together, because healing in community hits different than healing alone. Come find your people over at the Soul Shine Collective. Link is in the show notes. Okay, back to it. Okay, step 9, and I want you to come with me here for a second. Remember when you were a little kid and you'd play make-believe? Like you'd set up a whole kitchen out of cardboard boxes and pretend you were a chef? Or you'd put on your mom's heels and declare yourself the CEO of something fabulous. Or you'd lay in the grass and look at the clouds and just dream. You weren't stressed about how it was going to happen. You just believed it fully without question. Well, visualization is the adult version of make-believe. And here's what makes it even cooler as a grown-up. We can actually visualize things into reality. There is a legitimate science behind this. Athletes use visualization to improve performance. Surgeons use it before complex procedures. If you've read Into the Magic Shop by Dr. James Doty, which I highly recommend because I just really found that book so fascinating, and it's all about manifestation. He actually talks about how he was in a surgery and he kind of had like a freak out moment in his head. And the way in which he was able to complete this surgery was going into his mind and visualizing the steps. So he visualized it in his mind, and then he was able to become calm enough to actually do it. And he saved the life of a 4-year-old child. So visualization is something that has been proven to work and why? Let's get down to it. Your brain, when it's vividly imagining something, activates many of the same neural pathways as when it's actually doing the thing. So your brain cannot actually tell the difference. So when you visualize your financial goal, you really see it, really feel it. You are literally training your nervous system to recognize abundance as familiar, as safe, as home. And that is how you start to dissolve money blocks from the inside out. Here's what I want you to do. Think about a specific financial goal you want to achieve right now. Maybe it's a number in your bank account. Maybe it's paying off a specific debt. Maybe it's hitting a certain income month in your business. Maybe it's getting that vacation paid for that you really want to go on. Got it? Good. Now close your eyes. After I tell you what to imagine, picture yourself opening your banking app. You're logging in, and there it is. The balance you've been working toward, just sitting there, looking back at you like, hey, you called and I showed up. Now, how does that feel? Notice the feelings. Does your chest open up? Do you want to cry? Do you feel relief? Excitement? Maybe even a little bit of disbelief that you have to work through. Pay attention to all of it, because that feeling, that's your frequency, and the universe responds to frequency. When you can hold that feeling, not just think about it, but actually feel it in your body, that's when the magic starts. I did this practice recently, and I had a moment where I actually got a little emotional, because the feeling of financial safety that I conjured up in my visualization, it hit me that I hadn't let myself feel that in a really long time. Like, it's been a hot minute. I've been so in the struggle that I forgot what it felt like to just breathe around money. And that was the block. So don't just think about the number. Feel the freedom, feel the ease, feel the exhale. So don't just think about the number. Feel the freedom that comes with it. Feel the ease. Feel the exhale of having that number show up in your bank account. And I want to remind you that it doesn't have to show up in your bank account. It can show up in the gesture of a friend offering to pay for a ticket to go somewhere. It can be someone who says, hey, let me cover your accommodations or borrow my summer house for a week. It doesn't have to be the actual money, but it's really fun when it does show up as the actual money, because it gives you that sense of freedom and gratitude, just feeling into how great it feels to receive. Step 10 might surprise you, or it might not, because I'm actually being sarcastic. Step 10 is to meditate. Raise your hand if you have been told to meditate. Now listen, I've been told to meditate for more years than I can count. And how many times have I meditated? Yes, I definitely do meditate. Do I meditate consistently? No, but I'm going to try to work on that. You see, step 10, the final step, is one of the most important steps. Meditation is so beneficial. Now, before you tell me you can't meditate, or your brain is too busy, or you've tried it once and you felt like a failure, I hear you. I've been there, trust me. As a teenager, I wanted so badly to learn how to meditate, and I would just sit there crisscrossed on my bedroom floor and question, like, why is this not working? Because I expected answers. I expected answers to come. And the truth of the matter is that all you have to do is recognize that you're not going to not have thoughts. Okay, so meditation is not about having zero thoughts. In fact, you cannot turn your brain off, but what you can do is shift your focus. You can shift your focus to breathing. And I do promise you that if you do that, you will eventually come back to your mind and you'll be like, oh, I was meditating. Or there might be a download, or there might be a feeling of space between you and all of the noise that goes on inside our busy, busy minds. And you might actually be able to hear yourself again. Because here's the thing about money blocks. Money blocks thrive in the chaos. They love when you're overwhelmed and busy and reactive and spiraling. That's when they get really, really loud. But in the stillness, in that quiet space, you start to access something deeper. Your inner knowing, source, God, the universe, whatever word feels right to you. There's something in that silence that holds the answers we've been looking for on the outside. Here's where I want to give you a challenge, a real one. Try to meditate for 30 days. Not hours, not even 30 minutes, even 5 to 10 minutes a day. Just sit, breathe, be. Because what this practice will do, and that's why it's called a practice, we practice it. I am speaking from personal experience here. It will start to reveal things. Truths that need to be felt. Emotions that need to be expressed. Old wounds that need to be forgiven. It will also bring you closer to yourself. And when you're close to yourself, when you actually know and trust who you are, it becomes so much harder for fear and scarcity and lack to take up residency in your mind. When I am usually facing an existential crisis of some sorts, one of my go-tos is meditation. It just recenters me, connects me closer to source, and reminds me that this problem that I am dealing with is smaller than I am chalking it up to be in the grand scheme of life. Connecting to that inner knowing that everything is always working out for my best and highest good is something that brings me back and gives me the stamina and the belief to keep going and to overcome it and to tackle it. And I usually feel so much better. That and EFT tapping are my two go-tos when I have like a crisis of sorts where something is not quite working out or I'm super overwhelmed or scared. Like that is my go-to. So I highly, highly recommend meditation. And not for nothing, you don't have to go all out. You don't have to sit there in the quiet, in the stillness. Find a beautiful song that evokes something in you, or use a guided meditation. There are so many out there that you can find one that really resonates with you. Some people like long ones, some people like short ones. I used to go to 5-minute guided meditations just to like get myself into the routine, into the habit. And then it became like a little bit addictive. So I am going to, of course, join in with you on this challenge. 30 days, 10 minutes at least. Okay. That might sound like a lot. It's so little, but guys, I don't know if you're like me, but like I chalk it up in my head. I'm like, I don't have 10 minutes to give. Girl, yes, we do. We have 10 minutes to give. We need to do this for ourselves, okay? Because it's going to have so many positive connections to it. There might be some stuff that we have to unblock. We have to unlock. There may be things that are still in there that have to be let go, forgiven. We don't know yet. We have to do the work. And what I've learned is the days that I don't feel like meditating are usually the days that I need it the most. And this Money Block series has been a beautiful reminder of that for me, because this work, the releasing, the visualization, the forgiving, all of it requires you to be present. And meditation is the fastest, most accessible way I know to get there. So I'm recommitting 30 days. Are you in with me? I sure hope so, because it is going to unlock something for all of us. And here's the thing, doing this kind of inner work is hard. I'm not going to deny that. I'm not going to sugarcoat that. The Soulshine Collective exists because healing is better in community. We have members who check in, share wins, support each other through the hard days, and celebrate like crazy when the breakthroughs come. There are 2 tiers to join, aligned and abundant, and there is a place for you wherever you are on your journey right now. Find the link in the show notes and come join us. And you're not going to want to miss June's workshop. It's called Permission to Play, and not for nothing, it definitely ties into money blocks. Just like we started at the beginning of this episode, we have to go back to using our imagination. And that's exactly what I was downloaded to do on June 1st inside my community, the Soul Shine Collective. DM me if you need more information. I would love to have a conversation with you to see if this is a good fit for you. Okay, I have to take a minute here because I didn't know where this series was going to go. I just recognized that I needed to shift something in myself, and I decided to take you all along with me on this journey. So far, I have shared 10 steps. We have covered so much ground together. We cleared some stagnant energy. We forgave, we journaled, we shifted our mindset around what money actually is. We anchored into gratitude and faith. We tapped through the blocks with EFT. We gave thanks even for the bills. And now we visualize and we go within. This is a body of work. And you showing up for it episode after episode, that's not nothing. That's everything. Now, I want to be clear about something because this really matters. Reading about these steps, even doing them once or twice, is a beautiful beginning. But the transformation, the real, lasting, deep shifts in your relationship with money, that comes from integration, from doing this work consistently, with support in community. You are not designed to do this alone. And the fact that you've been listening, learning, and growing, that tells me you're ready for the next level. And I would love to be a part of that chapter for you. I also want you to recognize that baby steps are important. If you are still feeling some resistance around money, go back. Do the steps that you feel called to do. There is no right or wrong when it comes to releasing money blocks. But your inner knowing knows what steps to go back to, what you may need a little bit more time with. And I would encourage you to just truly tap in and trust what comes about for you. Now that we've wrapped up this series, we have some incredible conversations coming your way. I've been having the most amazing guest interviews, and I cannot wait to bring those to you. So stay tuned. We're going to keep doing this kind of work together out loud with honesty and a whole lot of love. So make sure you're subscribed wherever you're listening so you don't miss a thing. I'm going to dig deep and see what we're going to talk about next when I go in and meditate. Before I let you go, here's your homework for this week. 1, visualize. Spend 10 minutes every single day imagining your financial goal as already done. Feel it. Breathe into it and let it become familiar. Let it become safe to your nervous system. 2, meditate, even for 5 minutes. Set a timer, close your eyes, breathe. Start there. You don't need an app. You don't need a special cushion. You just need yourself. 3, come find me on Instagram if we aren't already friends. Tell me you finished the series. Tell me what shifted. Tell me what your visualization looks like. I genuinely want to know. You can find me at christine.marcario.coach. And I mean it when I say I love hearing from you. 4, if you're not on my newsletter yet, you are missing out, my friend. That's where I share things that I don't share anywhere else. Deeper reflections, practices, offers, and I love notes just for my list. Link to sign up is in the show notes. And 5, if you are craving community, craving accountability, craving a place where people get this work and cheer you on as you do it, the Soul Shine Collective is your home. 2 tiers, all the support, a community of soul-led humans who are doing exactly what we're doing. Come join us. Link in the show notes. I'll see you inside. I love you. I believe in your abundance, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now.